Okay, welcome back to our Educational Technology Servicing AI Tools for Pedagogy course. So for this video, we will be now exploring the Module 1. So the Module 1 is about the AI infrastructure, understanding the engine of modern pedagogy. So here, from automation to augmentation, in the early generations of educational technology or EdTech, digital tools function primarily as deterministic system. When we say deterministic system, it refers to a digital environment where the relationship between input and output is fixed, linear, and entirely predictable. A system is deterministic if its future state is entirely determined by its current state and its inputs. So we have three deterministic system. The first one is predictability. If you provide the same input, you will always get the same output. Next is the no randomness. There is no room for chance or the probability or learning from the user. Last is the fixed logic. The system follows a if X then Y structure that cannot adapt beyond its original programming. Thus, learning management system or the LMS, grading software or attendance tracker followed predefined rules. The same input reliably produce the same output. These tools automated clerical tasks but did not meaningfully interact with human cognition. Over the years, artificial intelligence or Gen AI represent a fundamental paradigm shift from automation or doing tasks faster to augmentation, extending human thinking. Unlike traditional software, Gen AI produces output that are probabilistic and context sensitive and variable. Okay, when we say probabilistic, it doesn't use if then rules. It uses math to predict the most likely next word. It is like a high level version of autofill. Context sensitive, it looks at the words around a phrase to understand meaning. It reads the room to tell if you are talking about a riverbank or a money bank. Lastly is the variable. Because it relies on probability, it is flexible. You can give it the exact same prompt twice and get two unique and different answers. This means it does not merely execute instructions. It generates language, explanations, and ideas based on statistical patterns. As a result, the professional role of the teacher must evolve. The educator is no longer just a user of software, but becomes an AI orchestrator, a professional who intentionally directs, constrains, and evaluates AI outputs in service of specific pedagogical goals. Again, for the key term here is AI orchestrator. It means an educators who strategically directs and tunes AI system to align with lesson objectives, learners' needs, and ethical safeguards rather than treating AI as an authoritative, standalone instructional tool. This module establishes the technical and epistemological foundation required on safe, effective, and responsible AI integration in education. So we have now the architecture of large language models or the LLMS. At the core of tools such as ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini is a large language model LLM. Understanding how the systems function is essential to avoiding techno-perfectionism or the false assumption that AI outputs are inherently accurate. objective, or complete. So we have here the first one, the stochastic parrots, or how AI generates language. So LLMs do not know facts in the way humans do, nor do they retrieve information from a verified database by default. Instead, they operate through statistical prediction. We have here three. The first one, tokenization. When a user inputs text, the AI breaks it into tokens, units of characters of words fragments. For example, the word pedagogy may be divided into two smaller components, such as pedag and ogi. Next is the predictive modeling. The model calculates the most statistically likely next token based on patterns learned during training. It repeatedly performs this prediction until a complete response is generated. Next is pedagogical implication. Because AI predicts language rather than verified facts, it may generate hallucinations or responses that sound coherent and authoritative but are factually incorrect, outdated, or fabricated. To sum up, this is stochastic parrots, how AI generate language, critical insights for teachers. AI confidence doesn't mean AI correctness. Teachers must treat AI as a creative collaborator rather than a trusted encyclopedia. Always verify high stakes information and teach students that a smooth, professional sounding answer can still be entirely false. For example, you are searching some references on when you are using ChatGPT, but you make sure that the citation or the link provided is real or valid, because sometimes the link, when once you click the link provided by the chat gpt, it does the link does not exist. Next is the training data bias and the knowledge cutoff. So LLMs are trained on massive data sets that include public web archives, example the Common Crawl. Second is the digitized books and academic texts, Wikipedia, and open source code repositories. The first one here is the mirror effect. The mirror effect posits that artificial intelligence is not an objective arbiter of truth, but a reflection on the massive data sets upon which is what's trained. Because these data sets consist of human generated content from the internet and digitized archives, they inheritedly contain the collective wisdom, cultural hegemony, and systematic prejudice of their creators. So again, so the AI is on based on the data set of human generated. As you can see there, the Wikipedia and open source code repositories, and we all know that Wikipedia can be edited by anyone. So again, so we should ensure every information provided by any artificial intelligence platform. In addition, the model identifies statistical patterns within the training data. If the demographic or viewpoint is overrepresented, the AI interprets this frequency as a norm. Consequently, the output reinforces dominant narratives while minority perspective. So next, example of the mirror effect. When prompted to generate a professional career path, an AI model may prioritize high status roles requiring expensive Western university degrees. This reflects a data bias toward the global north and affluent to educational structures, effectively erasing the validity of diverse or non-traditional professional trajectory found on it. So next is the knowledge cutoff. When we say the knowledge cutoff, it refers to the fixed temporal boundary of models training data. Unlike biological intelligence or the human intelligence, which continuously integrates new sensory information, the LLM possesses a static intelligence that ceases at the moment the training process concludes. Without specialized real-time retrieval tools, the model remains unaware of any event, discovery, or policy change occurring. After its training completion, data creates a state of frozen cognition where the AI treats outdated information into reality. Okay, so example of the knowledge cutoff, an educator seeking guidance on the 2025 National Education Technology Plan from a model with a 2024 cutoff will receive an output based on obsolete 2017 guidelines. The model will not state that it is unaware of the update. Instead, it may confidently provide anachronistic advice. So sometimes, as teachers, we often ask some legal concern or DepEd memorandum on ChatGPT, but make sure to validate the information provided by it because sometimes it's not updated, rather it is outdated or obsolete. The common AI myths or professional myth busting. To prevent misuse, educators must explicitly reject the following assumptions. If it sounds professional, it must be correct. AI knows the curriculum and learning standards. AI content is always updated. AI automatically detects plagiarism or cheating. Understanding this limitation reframes AI as a drafting and thinking partner, not an authority. So here is the educational technology servicing framework. To use AI responsibly, educators must engage in educational technology servicing, the professional practice of maintaining, calibrating, and auditing AI tools. This framework operates across three interconnected layers: the technical, pedagogical, and ethical. For the technical, it's responsible for platform selection. Pedagogical, it is responsible for curricular alignment, while ethical is responsible for guardrail management. The teacher actions for this are the following: choosing the appropriate AI tool or model the task, example, selecting tools with institutional compliance or classroom friendly features, ensuring AI outputs match learning competencies, grade level expectations, and instructional goals. Last is protecting student data, detecting bias, and verifying factual accuracy before classroom use. So these interconnected layers must be always observed and every time as teachers using AI in our classes. These frameworks underscore that AI outputs are provisional than final. They serve as a straight point that require expert validation. The teacher still the one who knows how this lesson will be delivered. Okay, so using professional judgment to transform raw AI data into an effective educational resource. We still have um, the control for these AI outputs. Next, data privacy in the digital record. One of the most critical competencies in AI servicing is the data hygiene. Unlike traditional software, some AI platform may retain user inputs, potentially exposing sensitive information. Lalong-lalo na we have this kind of digital footprint. Core data hygiene practices. Number one is the anonymization. Educators must never input personal or identifiable identifiable student data. It's very, very um no. Okay, so bad practice. Write a report for my student John Doe who is failing algebra. The best practice could be write a feedback template for a grade 9 student struggling with quadratic equations. So it for the best practice, it showed there no name of the student. So we are following the data privacy. Okay. The second is institutional compliance awareness. Before adopting any AI tool, teacher must always whether it aligns to this following: Data Privacy Act of 2012 or school or division level ICT policies if you have it in your school or even in your division level. So professional principle, convenience never overrides confidentiality. The ease of using generative AI must never compromise the protection of sensitive data. While AI tools offer rapid assistance in administrative and pedagogical tasks, educators must resist the temptation to input identifiable information into platforms that lack enterprise-grade security. Educators must prioritize institutional compliance and data privacy laws over the time-saving benefits of the tools. Now we have the pedagogical shift from answer giving to process checking. The presence of AI fundamentally alters what constitutes valid evidence of learning. If an AI can generate essays, summaries, and solutions instantly, then the product alone can no longer represent mastery. So we have here the traditional model. The teacher assigns tasks, students submit outputs, teacher grades outputs. But here on the AI augmented model, teacher assigns tasks, student uses AI for idea or drafting, student document decision, revision, and reasoning. And on this process, teacher evaluates the learning process, not the learning, not the output, but on how the students learn the subject or the topic. So here, this shift emphasizes metacognition, decision making, ethical use of AI, human judgment, and originality. Here, therefore, AI becomes a mirror for thinking, not a shortcut around it. So for your professional reflection activity, write a short reflection, 150 to 200 words on the following. As an AI orchestrator, how will you balance the efficiency of AI, saving time, with the authenticity of your relationship with your students? In what specific area of your teaching will AI never be allowed to intervene? So here is the end of the module 1. So we'll see you on your module 2.